Well, the left is doing their level best and more to try to burn President Trump at the stake with outrageous indictments which will probably fall apart. Those backing President Trump in 2024 are standing by him. Some guy from Florida with a Trump 2024 sticker on his back window pulled up for a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, you know, the drive-thru. And then this happened.
The car right behind you said that you're a Trump supporter, and just to let us know.
So they warned you that the car in front of them, which is me, is a Trump supporter?
Yes.
And what do they think you were supposed to do with that information?
I don't know, treat you differently?
Wow.
But that's crazy.
Wow,
how
that is.
Society is now.
Do you see how Democrats are and liberals?
Yeah.
They're so mean. They're trying to get me bad service because of my political beliefs.
Crazy.
I think that was a seditious conspiracy on the part of the Trump hater trying to recruit the woman in the window at Dunkin' Donuts. And it didn't work. Thankfully, she was great. Now that the so-called mainstream media is vilifying President Trump as a criminal, are we going to see more of this kind of hate targeted toward Americans who support President Trump and Republicans? You know, here's this guy. Have you seen the video before? It's absolutely wild. Now, nice guy goes to the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts, and the nice lady in the window says, "Hey, you know, this guy in line came up to me and warned me about you because there's a Trump sticker on the back of your car." And I said, "What are you supposed to do about it?" "I don't know. I guess treat you differently." But she was great. The guy is nuts behind this nice man. What is up? And, you know, the demonization of President Trump and Republicans does lead to all kinds of hostility out there, doesn't it?
Oh, we see it all the time. Like you saw it, if you remember, was it the State of the Union where they were walking out and all of the mob was going after, was it Rand Paul? I mean, it happens all the time. And you know what? People just want to get a cup of coffee and enjoy themselves. And we live in a country where people sacrifice their lives for free speech and freedom of religion and, you know, basic rights. And now you have people who treat you like that. Why? Because you want lower taxes and a secure border and, you know, your freedoms. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Now, before we get to it, let me go to the next part of the video because this is really quite incredible. There is more to the video. Here's some assumptions the Trump hater in the car behind the nice man made, and he was once again entirely wrong.
The same Oh, I'm a xenophobe. I'm a Mexican immigrant. White liberal savior. I didn't get this on camera because I had to use my app to pay for my coffee. But as I left, the guy was screaming, "Wait until your family gets deported." See how racist these people are? He assumes that my family is illegal and that I'm not a citizen.
So first, the white guy behind him, who apparently doesn't support President Trump, is calling him a xenophobe. And he says, "I'm a Mexican immigrant." Then the guy turns and says, "Well, you and your family are going to be deported."
I guess people definitely should be nicer. If in the video, it was pretty wild because the liberal in the back, I think, is in a big Chevy Suburban and if most Democrats care about climate change, why wasn't he in a Tesla or an electric car? But this segment reminds me of a story I did last summer after Roe v. Wade got overturned. Brett Kavanaugh, the justice who helped write that opinion, he went to the Morton Steakhouse, and then there was a few protesters, and I wrote about that. I got the scoop, and Morton stood up for him. They said, "How dare the right honorable justice get his right to dinner get attacked?" And so liberals went after Morton's and shut down that restaurant chain for that whole weekend. And so they made fake reservations. They were protesting Morton's. And so I think everything is political, and that is not good. We saw even marriages, 9% of marriages in 2016 were between a Democrat and Republican. By the end of Trump, it was down to 2 or 3%.
And I think this just goes to show how diverse Trump's base is. The left wants to say, just white Americans that support Trump, racists that support Trump. There's a very diverse base out there. This gentleman obviously showed that. He was such a class act. I think we should have him on the show. I love hearing from people outside of the D.C. bubble. That's real America. Those are the supporters out there. And you look around D.C., you don't see Trump bumper stickers around here because you might come back to your car and not have all 4 tires there. That's the unfortunate case. Is that the left, they say we're so tolerant, we accept everyone, but really we know it's the opposite.
But that's why the Democrats are having such a hard time getting Hispanic voters. right there. It's
very true.
Well, and look, I mean, it goes, you mentioned Brett Kavanaugh, who also had a would-be assassin show up outside of his home with a gun and magazines and, kidnapping tools and the madness, and chased out of the restaurant. He had to go out the back door, and, with a police escort and armed escort. And the Democrats have been encouraging this since the Sarah Huckabee Sanders at the chicken restaurant thing. And there will be a lot more of it, and it doubtless will get worse. That's very generous.
I like it.
And that's that. Not even the